Hey everyone, what's going on? In today's video, we will go over what if Obi Wan made it through the beam shields in time in The Phantom Menace. Now, there have been many renditions of this fanfiction, so I wanted to give my take on it. Now enjoy the video. Obi Wan jumps back onto the platform. He sees his master fighting the double-bladed Sith. He uses force speed to catch up with his master just in time before the beam shields activate again. They would both meditate as the fierce Zabrak warrior paces back and forth, waiting to strike them down. The beam shield shut off. Both Obi-Wan and his master spring to their feet, lightsabers in their hand ignited. Green, blue, and red clash as the battle starts once more. Maul is able to kick Obi-Wan in the chest, knocking him back, temporarily stunning him. Maul is able to punch Qui-Gon in the face, using this time to try to slice through the master entirely, but is only able to get to his hand as he feels the hot fire burning through his chest, to be met with a second saber through his stomach. The lightsabers turn off and Maul falls to the ground lifeless, as well as Qui-Gon. He would look down at the reactor shaft, seeing his hand fall down the bottomless pit as it seemed. The master and apprentice would make their way back to the hangar bay. Looking up to the sky, they would see pieces of the blown-up Trade Federation command ship falling in space. The Naboo starfighters would return back to the hangar bay. Anakin would get out of his cockpit and climb down the ladder and run over to Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. His face would turn from pure glee to shock, seeing Qui-Gon's arm not having a hand. But after about 10 seconds, he would start to giggle and tease him. They would make their way back to Coruscant, and there they would go to the temple. Qui-Gon would go seek medical attention, and he would be given a prosthetic hand. All three would go to the council, where every Jedi Master there would agree that Obi-Wan was ready to face the Jedi trials, and now that Obi-Wan was now no longer his apprentice, they would also agree that Qui-Gon could take in Anakin as his apprentice. They would all bow and make their way out of the chambers. In the next 12 or so years, Anakin would train heavily with Qui-Gon. Obi-Wan would become a master after only 10 years of knighthood, because of him and his clone legion, the 212th, destroying hundreds of separatist armies and bases. Anakin would also become a Jedi Knight after about 7 years of training, because he was so gifted in the Force, and much more powerful than all the other Padawans, and even some Knights and Masters. Anakin would also tell Qui-Gon about Padme, and Qui-Gon would simply tell him that it is more likely something will happen if you try to stop it, and that he needs to let the will of the Force play out. Kenobi would be sent to Utapau to kill General Grievous, and this would all take us up to this scene.
Use my knowledge, I beg you. You're the Sith Lord.
The fact that he could save Padme from death meant nothing to Anakin because he had Qui-Gon now. He would rush to tell Mace Windu and Qui-Gon about this terrible truth. They would gather up all the Jedi Masters on Coruscant, and they would go to this scene here.
I take it General Grievous has been destroyed. I must say your help is respected.
In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you are under arrest, Chancellor.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
The Senate will decide your fate.
I am the Senate.
Not yet.
It's treason, then.
Agent Kolar goes down in a flash, as well as Plo Koon and Kit Fisto. Anakin not even being able to see what's happening, only seeing a colorful blurry zoom around the room. He holds his lightsaber ready, waiting to strike when he has the chance. Mace Windu would strike Palpatine's shoulder, creating a deep burn mark. Qui-Gon would let his guard down for a fraction of a second. Palpatine, seeing this, he would pick up his lightsaber and strike him down. Anakin would yell for his master, looking at the limp body on the ground. However, this was no time to mourn. He would embrace much of the Force as he could, being able to join the fight. Mace would keep delivering strikes to Palpatine, just for them to be countered again and again, until finally, Mace delivers such a powerful strike that it knocks the saber out of Palpatine's hand. And before he can summon his second one, he was struck down by Anakin, fulfilling his destiny as the chosen one. Some time would pass, and Padme would give birth healthy. Luke and Leia would be trained at the Jedi Temple, and all would be well until a new threat would arise from the shadows to face them. What did you think of this video? Should it have played out differently? What would you have changed? Let me know in the comments, and leave a like, it really helps out. Until the next video, may the Force be with you.